Hi, welcome to week 5 of IST 611. This week we are focusing on blogging. There are 3 objectives we have this week. One is to be introduced to blogging. I want you to learn about blogging, not only what it is and how to do it, but also how do we integrate it into the curriculum? What type of an impact can it have on students? What phase of inquiry would we use blogging? What's the purpose? How does it support learning? The other is RSS feeds, real simple syndication, such as Google Reader, which you became members of last week. The third is the practical aspects of starting a blog and blogging with other people. So it's the theory and the curriculum background on blogging and RSS, and also the practical application of how to do it, to get in there and kind of kick the tires of this Web 2.0 tool. I have put up 3 different resources. There's not a lot of resources. I want you to spend your time setting up a blog and blogging this week. So one is 7 things that you should know about blogging. And that's that same document from EduCourse, 7 things you should know. It's very good. It's a good background. There's also another article about blogging with elementary students. And then the other one as a background is the sections about blogging that are in the textbook. It's in chapter 5. So the important thing this week is we're going to have a different forum experience. We will not be doing our regular forum discussions this week. So as you go to the forum, you will see Group A and Group B, and they'll both say post your blog URL. That's the only thing you're going to do in the forums is post your blog URL. So what's going to happen is each student is going to create a blog. Now you can use any blogging software you want. I would recommend EduBlogs, and I put 2 different resources up there. One to explain what EduBlogs is, and the other is a series of tutorials about EduBlog. It's the easiest, and it's totally free, and what many educators use. But if you already have a blog, if you're on WordPress or TypePad or whatever, you can use your own blog. That's fine. It's totally your decision. And if you don't have a blog, you can use any software. My recommendation would be EduBlogs. It's really easy to get up and running on EduBlogs. So you create a blog early on, right away. I'm going to have this, today is Saturday, I'm going to have this posted this afternoon. I'm hoping you'll check in, and Sunday or Monday you'll create your blog. When you do, make sure that you enable reader comments, because each of you will be posting your answers and reactions to the essential questions that the facilitator will post on their blogs, and I'll explain that. And so you're going to be going back and forth. And so if your reader comments are not enabled, you're going to have very frustrated classmates. So make sure you enable the reader comments. Once you create your blog, go to the forum and post the URL so everybody else in your group, the other 7 students in your forum, know what the address of your blog is. And everybody else, what you should be doing is taking that URL and putting it into Google Reader. This way, in Google Reader, you have all the 8 blogs, yourself and 7 other blogs that you will be following. Now, Dan and Adrian are our facilitators this week. They will create a blog each, and you go to the facilitator that's in your group, either Group A or Group B. Go to their blog, and they will have posted that in the forum, and the questions and the articles will be posted on the facilitator's forum. Do not post your answers to the facilitator forum. Do that on your own blog. So each one of you will post your reactions, and then in turn, you go to 2 or 3 other students and have a conversation on their blog. Comment to what they posted. And if you want, go back to your own and comment not only on what people are commenting on your blog, but what you read on another person's blog. So therefore, you're cross-blogging, and that happens a lot. And we'll get a whole blogging conversation going, referring to the questions that Dan and Adrian post. Then at the end of the week, the 2 facilitators will summarize on their blog what the discussion was that went across all of the blogs in their group. Okay, so it will be a good blogging experience for you, I think. Next, you have an assignment. It is, it's part of the wiki assignment. It is assignment 1, task 2, which means that you are going to write up descriptions of curriculum. So far, 2 students have asked to meet with me to talk about curriculum. If there's anyone else and you're not familiar with curriculum, you don't have an education background, and you want to either Skype with me or email, or, well, email is not a really good way. It would either be Skype or Adobe Connect. Let me know. And what time on Tuesday. I think I might actually meet at 2 different times because these students have conflicting schedules. So I will either meet with you, with other students, or individually to give you a little bit of a helping hand in understanding the curriculum and this assignment. Next week, the week after next, we'll go back to our regular forums. This is the only week we're going to do that in the blogging. And I think that will work out well. Also in your assignments is to prepare for the week after next, in which will be social networking. This week is blogs, and then we're following it up by social networking. So you need to join 2 different social networks. One is Facebook, which I am sure many of you, my guess is 90% of you already do. And the ones who are not, it's because they don't want to join Facebook. So even for those who don't belong, I'm asking you to join just for 1 week. Well, it'll be 2. You join this week, you'll be in for 2 weeks. If you hate it and you don't want to stay in it, then you can. But for this period, you need to be able to experiment with it. And so please, everybody go in and join Facebook. And add me as a friend so I know that you're in there. And you, again, after the week, you can take me off. I will not be offended. You do not need to friend me. But for the time being, we do need to do that and to be able to see each other on Facebook. Also, I want you to join Teacher Librarian Ning. And this is all in WebCT and all the links. A Ning is a private social network. Until recently, they were free. Now there is a charge. For schools. You can have a very, very basic level, but it doesn't have all the features. So many schools stop using Ning. But there is a wonderful professional one called Teacher Librarian Ning. And I want you to see what some of the private Nings are like. There's also another one called Edmodo, EDMODO, in which one of our students is doing on our wiki pages. But that's harder to come in and out of, so we're not going to look at that one as a class. So I want you to go into Teacher Librarian Ning, and it's very similar to Facebook, and you'll see this. And we'll discuss that a week later. So I hope you have a good week. I would also ask all of you to read the instructor's announcement. I just posted something. We didn't have a really good week last week, and so I have a few suggestions on what we can do to make sure we don't have a repeat of last week. There wasn't much exploration of DIGO, and there wasn't much discussion going on in either form. So I want you to think about how we can improve that. This is a learning community. And as I mentioned in my posting, in my message, it's my job to set up a learning community, and it's your job to learn. And so together we have to figure out if things don't go right and there isn't that transmission and learning and reflection, then we need to stop and think about how do we change it. This is an online environment, and it's not always easy. And so I wrote kind of a posting, and I'd like you to make some other suggestions if you see that there's some others that you have. And also, do you agree with what I'm writing? Because I think it's very, very important. You're here to learn, and I want you to learn. It's very important that you leave here and that you are experts in technology. You're going to be leaders. School librarians are leaders in their building. And in technology, that is one area that people will look to you. And you need to have a comfort level. You need to have the knowledge, not only of what the tools are, but how you integrate them. What does it mean to learn them? And that's very important. So we need to always be aware of that, and that there's the environment and the learning going on. So you're doing very well. I am just finishing up grading your first assignment. It will be totally done by Sunday night. You submitted it last Sunday. My goal is always to have your assignments back within a week, and I think I will make it. So you will all have your assignments within a week. Well, I hope you have a very good week, and I look forward to reading your blogs a lot. Okay, bye.